how does psychosomatic pain work? Like, how exactly does stress or trauma get stored physically in your body?
Yeah, I mean, it's really through the nerves and through the nervous system. That's really what it ultimately comes down to is generally it's habitual patterns. It's I can use the example of my father. He was abused in childhood. And so he has this terrible posture and a lot of spinal issues because he literally spent his whole life sort of crouching to protect himself because he was beaten as a kid. So it's almost like you look at him and you can just see the little kid who's like gripping against that abuse. So obviously that's an extreme example. Not everybody's going to have an extreme example like that. But if every time you're stressed, your shoulders are coming up to your ears and you're kind of like, or you're, like, again, bracing yourself. And it happens every time you're stressed. And then you have chronic stress, your muscles are just going to start doing that on their own. And that's going to impinge your nerves. That's going to cause pain. It can even just be like minor stresses, but it's really, if it's something minor, it's that habitual patterning. And you hit the nail on the head. Like, it doesn't have to necessarily be emotional trauma. It can be physical trauma. It can, like I said, a car accident, or it can be birth trauma, whatever. But any sort of trauma that then gets sort of lodged into the body in some way, however way, it's really the nervous system that those pathways get deeper and deeper every time that's engaged. So if somebody always has a period of really prolonged stress and they are holding it in their shoulders or their hips or their stomach, a lot of digestive issues can be a sign of, especially if it's not showing up on any sort, like all testing is normal, that can certainly be nervous system mediated from chronic stress and or trauma showing up in the gut. Super common because you have to be in a parasympathetic rest and digest state to digest. So it's more about the nervous system. Again, I keep talking about the central sensitization to pain, or the no brain, no pain. It kind of goes along with that, but it's the opposite, where the nerves start to kind of have a mind of their own. The nervous system goes down the path of least resistance. And if it's been in this chronic pattern of holding tension against something, it'll just start to do that on its own. That the pathways being so deeply rooted at that point.
Okay, so it's kind of like something happens that I'm not feeling good about, and then my body creates a posture in response to that, which is first affected in my muscles because my muscles are creating that posture.